I absolutely thought when this movie title released, this was an absolute joke and I was being pranked, or the internet was being pranked, and it wasn't a real thing. But as it turns
The
out,
American Society of Magical Negroes.
Which
it's a real movie that has released last week to absolutely fantastic numbers. We got Variety Fair posting articles about it. What happens when we click this Variety Fair article? We get redirected to Kung Fu Panda and Dune. Even they did not expect it to be as bad as it is. We got Kung Fu Panda coming in fetching 3 million, I believe. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4 and Dune Part 2 are both putting up strongholds in the North American theaters, staying ahead of Lionsgate's new, based on a real dog drama, Arthur the King, which earned $3 million. That's where we're at in the box office. $3 million opening weekends. Fantastic. But throughout this entire article, it's talking about every other movie making 8 million, you get 100 million there. And we get down to Imaginary, 1.6 million for its second weekend. And we get down to the very bottom of the article. And here we go. Focus Features.
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
which
Earned much worse reviews and is faring poorly, seeing a little over $1 million. But let's actually check the numbers out. What do the numbers have to say? $1.2 million. This movie absolutely bombed. Nobody went to see it. Not even the black people went to see it. They're like, man, this is just retarded. Nobody wants to see it. And what's even more funny, it actually had an early screening on Thursday. If you'll notice, March 14th is not here. They rolled the Thursday and the Friday numbers together to come up with $520,000 for a Friday opening, with a whopping March 16th coming in at $470,000. And the projection for Sunday is $260,000. This is an absolute disaster of a movie. But I mean, that's what you get when you make racist movies that nobody actually wants to see. It's just, this is absolutely nothing but a write-off. Hey, we're just going to pay all these people, take the tax break, and write it off. That's all they did. Because not even Rotten Tomatoes wanted to give this a good rating. Here we go. All critics, 30%. We go to top critics. That drops to 19%. But of course, it's Rotten Tomatoes, so they're going to have the verified audience that's always going to be slightly higher. We go to all audiences. Everybody, 28%. That's a huge disparity. And I've covered Rotten Tomatoes so many times about how when we go through the verified audience, it's a copy and paste. This movie is so great. Everybody should go watch it. But no, it's 28% for all of the audiences. And top critics is 19%. I don't know what they were expecting. At least the Key and Peele skit was funny. This movie isn't even funny. It's nothing but blatant racism. And they expected people to like it. And if we even go through the critic ratings alone, here we go. There are versions of the premise relevant to a modern world, but the film's point of view on the state of race relations feels stuck somewhere around 1954. And they're not wrong. And here's another one. Top critic. Society too often panders to the very impulses it's trying to lampoon. It's all this is doing. I have a feeling that everybody who watched this movie was somebody who just wanted to cover it and make a video about it. Because, nobody actually cared
The
about
American Society of Magical Negroes.
which
I love playing that clip. Oh, it's just everybody. Here we go. So that I'm not quoting white people. So many disparate ideas and tones are being mashed up here, and none of them gel. This dull and mishandled racial satire has bland characters, a weak story, and a stale joke that repeatedly miss the mark. This terrible misfire also fails at spoofing romantic comedies. The funniest thing about this movie was the fact that it existed. The jokes were awful. The storyline made absolutely no sense. And like the critics said, it feels like it would have been better in 1950. Like there are scenes in this movie where they're like, make sure you make the cops feel comfortable, they're going to shoot you, completely ignoring what the actual stats are. But I guess that's what happens when people don't understand per capita, maybe? Because that's the joke now. Whenever you say per capita, nobody seems to understand what the hell you're talking about. But this is absolutely it. Nobody likes this movie other than the bots trying to prop it up. But guys, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.